We
sir.
will start with the Arizona Cardinals, and the very first wide receiver that we will be covering is entering his second season in the NFL, Mr. Marvin Harrison Jr. His first season in the NFL, he played all 17 games, 62 receptions, 885 receiving yards, and 8 touchdowns, 116 targets. Once again, returning with Kyler Murray throwing to him. Where do we want to put Marvin Harrison Jr.?
I think this is where the first three we always start kind of setting the bar with like what a good stat line is. This says C to me since he didn't really make any noise, but maybe that stat line, 14.3 yards per reception, good amount of targets, decent amount of touchdowns. It's a decent amount of yards. Like maybe it pushes him to B, but I think it's a C.
I have a quick clarity question. Are we just ranking them in terms of NFL or in terms of fantasy as well?
It's kind of however you interpret it. I think they're mostly hand in hand.
Because I feel like personally, when it comes to Marvin Harrison, I think he's going to have a nice bounce back year this year. Kyler Murray, I think, just had a down year last year, and I think you're going to see his production kind of jump up a little bit more this season. So I think you're going to see a better Marvin Harrison. I feel like his potential to be a really good player is above a C, maybe like a B at least. But I feel like a C kind of feels a little low for him.
Yeah, I mean, just based off the fact that he's the number one option there, I mean, I think like you have to at least put him in B.
Yeah, I mean, future prospects look very good for this guy. I'm fine with throwing him in B tier. I think B is totally appropriate for him. I'm realizing on StatMuse also, this is not all encompassing when I sort by averages and whatnot. So we might just be using on the screen the NFL receiving sheet because this has everybody. I don't know what's going on with StatMuse, but like Marvin Harrison is just not here in the top whatever for average receiving yards per catch. So we'll just forge on the other page. So next up on the Cardinals depth chart is Zay Jones. He I don't remember where he was or what his 2024 looked like. So
I think he was a Jaguar before.
So Zay Jones last season, he's kind of been all over the place. He was with the Cardinals last year, but just wasn't really used. But for what it's worth, in 11 games, 8 receptions for 84 yards, no touchdowns. But I guess he's second according to this tier list. But on the depth chart here, Michael Wilson is actually second. So maybe we go him next. And we throw Zay Jones in, I don't know, I don't care. Yes?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
So let's look at Michael Wilson over here because he actually had a more substantial season. So Michael Wilson in 16 games last year with the Cardinals in his sophomore season, 47 receptions, 548 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Where do we want to put Michael Wilson?
D tier.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm cool with that.
I mean, yeah. No reason not to.
Yeah, in the interest of time, we just got to breeze through these guys. So Drake London is up next. Another significant name. So this was his third season in the NFL last year. 100 receptions even last year on 158 targets, 1,271 yards, and 9 touchdowns for Drake London of the Atlanta Falcons. This year, Michael Penix will be throwing to him. How do we feel about Drake London, guys?
B tier at least. Yeah. I don't know how Michael Penix is going to do. I don't know really anything about him personally, so I don't know. You could see Drake fall into an A tier at some point, depending on how good Penix is, but B tier sounds good.
Yeah. It feels like last year the Falcons were kind of all over the place too, right? But they're starting to kind of put a vision together, so he might really kind of push up this year too.
Yeah, it should be noted that he was 4th in the NFL in receiving yards last year, so that counts for something. And in touchdowns, he was tied for 9th. So this also almost makes a case for A tier for me, but
I think A tier, yeah, actually, now that I know that. I didn't realize receiving was so low.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was. So I'll make sure that we click over to that where we're talking about these big names as we continue. So
That's a
next
good
up
list.
for the Atlanta Falcons, we have Darnell Mooney. He is second up here. So he had kind of a breakout year last year with the Falcons after being with the Bears for his first 4 seasons. So 64 receptions on 106 targets, 992 yards, and 5 touchdowns for Darnell Mooney. How do we feel?
I think
They
he
can
goes right
see
next to Marvin
here.
Harrison. Ooh, see.
I kind of don't disagree. I mean, you could teeter around like a C plus. Is a C plus a thing? Like,
I think a plus is justified in some situations. Like I think like Mooney statistically had a better season than Marvin Harrison. I'm not sure if someone just mentioned Marvin Harrison, but like for me, I feel like he goes in B. But
yeah, I put him in B.
Yeah, maybe it's just me. Like,
sorry, if it comes down to a fantasy draft, I'm taking Marvin Harrison every single time over Mooney.
100%.
Yeah, I'm not thinking entirely fantasy though. I'm just thinking, how is this guy gonna do, like, production wise? You know, which I guess does boil down to fantasy.
I get it.
But
yeah,
I see the value of taking a wide receiver 1 over 2 though. Obviously.
Yeah, so I could maybe be persuaded to put Mooney in C later on, depending on how much talent we throw in the B tier. But
yeah, we'll see how it goes.
We'll leave him in B. So now we have I forget his first name, McLeod. From Ray McLeod. Ray McLeod. He's worth talking about. He did have 62 receptions on 700 yards and 1 receiving touchdown. I think we just throw him somewhere in the WR3 section, though, or D tier. But that for WR3, that's quite a few receiving yards. 700s, especially with the down season the NFL seemed to have had last year. He was he's somewhere here. What did he have last year? 600. Yeah, so he's top 55 ish, 60. Yeah. So 52nd to be exact. So yeah, I think it's somewhere around. I think D.
He had more than Deebo Samuel. If that means anything.
So yeah, D tier or WR3, or does WR3 go over D tier?
I think you put WR3 over D tier. D tier is like you're in the shit list. Wide receiver 3 is like, we don't want to rank you, but like you did good enough. So toss him a wide receiver 3. Yeah.
Where are we putting him? Sorry, my cat is harassing me over here. WR3 for McLeod or D?
Yeah.
Okay.
3 for the third.
I'd say yeah.
All right. So next up, we go to the Baltimore Ravens. We have Zay Flowers. So Zay Flowers is up next. 1,059 yards over 17 games, 4 receiving touchdowns, 116 targets. Zay Flowers, for his part, was 19th in the NFL in receiving yards last season. Zay Flowers.
I want to put him in B.
Yeah.
He did kind of have a breakout year last year. It was sneaky.
I feel like he should be in A, but he puts up B stats, you know?
Right.
Like, that's just a vibe. Like, if you're what should be Lamar Jackson's number 1 option, why are you not putting up A tier stats? But
yeah.
Okay. B tier it is.
So next up here we have Rashad Bateman, who had a pretty decent season. Very efficient. 45 receptions, 756 yards, and 9 touchdowns. That's actually more touchdowns than Zay Flowers last season. So where do we want to put Rashad Bateman?
Yeah, that's like a 20% touchdown.
Yeah, what's
Every 5 catches is a touchdown. That's pretty fire.
Holy shit.
Yeah, so I mean 9 touchdowns with that in mind, that puts him
I would kind of want to throw
he's
a B
tied for
tier
9th
too.
Yeah, he might be a B tier.
I think
2 B tier.
Where do you
I think that's a little generous.
I don't know.
Brett, we haven't heard from you. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, 9 touchdowns on like that low of receptions is pretty impressive, but I don't know if we can just put him in the same category as Zay Flowers because he's not nearly as electric as Zay. So I'm kind of leaning more towards C, but like high-end C.
Yeah, I'm
Like a
leaning
C
towards
plus.
C as well. I think we should
I
make a
can
C
agree with
plus.
that.
Are we deviating, or what's the word? Are we scrutinizing too much if we make another tier? Because there's a lot going on here.
Yeah.
There is a lot going on here.
Let's leave.
We'll
Let's
just
leave
let it
C.
get big.
All right. Next up on the Ravens, we have he's still playing. DeAndre Hopkins joined the Ravens last year, in the middle of the season. Wait, no, he didn't. That's not true. This is his first season with the Ravens. He bounced between the Titans and the Chiefs. So between both of those teams last year, played 16 games, 56 receiving yards, 610 touchdown, 610 receiving yards, 5 reception, 5 receiving touchdowns. My God.
And one dropped muffin in the Super Bowl.
Sure did.
Yeah, one monster drop.
So,
yeah.
I mean, it's sad to see, but I think he's somewhere in the...
I think he's declining. I would put him at WR3 just because I think you got to respect him more than a D tier.
I mean, I
Yeah.
think he's going to have a role in this offense with Lamar Jackson throwing to him. It's just a matter of, how old is he now? He's 30. He just turned 33 last month.
Yeah.
It'd
I mean,
probably
when you
be
have
an
an S tier
route.
quarterback like Lamar Jackson throwing to you instead of a B tier like Patrick Mahomes, then you'll be able to play a role.
Okay.
That's
Thank you. So what do we think? WR3 or D?
Wide receiver 3.
3.
Yeah,
I think that might be generous, but that's fine. You know what? I'm rooting for him. He's in the
Yeah, you're
twilight of his
hating
career.
you're hating on a veteran right now. That's crazy.
I think we'll have a little bounce
All
back.
right. Buffalo Bills, Khalil Shakir. 76 receptions last season, 821 yards and 4 touchdowns on 100 targets. This is an interesting situation with the Bills where they don't really have like a alpha dog wide receiver one, but I have a feeling we're in for a huge...
Considering, I mean, just look at his usage from 2023 to 2024. He had nearly 60 more targets after Stephon Diggs leaves, and I think he did an okay job kind of substituting for that as a wide receiver one. So, I mean, he's not Stephon Diggs by any means, but I would throw him a C tier. He could be more. I just don't think he's. I don't know.
I think this is where the conversation of future prospects comes, because I think he's primed for a very good season. But I agree that
he seems to be.
Go ahead, Brett.
He's kind of seems to be like Josh's like favorite target. Like when they really need like a big reception like out of somebody, he usually always goes to Shakir. So I feel like that like has to be worth something,
I think for me, he has a case for B just because I think he is going to be the wide receiver one on this team, and he has the current.
I guess when you boil that down, I would agree. And also, I would take Shakir from a fantasy standpoint. I would take Shakir pretty early on versus a lot of other wide receivers. So I think B tier is appropriate.
Was he not wide receiver 1 last year though?
That's a fantastic question. I mean, I think he was de facto, but there was a lot of cooks in that kitchen.
I would have assumed that he was, and that would have, and he still only put up 800. I'd put him in C, like we were saying at the beginning.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, too. He sees 60 more targets almost, and he only puts up 200 more yards.
Yeah, so in terms of targets in the NFL, he was tied for 38th with Cooper Kupp, who played 3 less games than him. And in fact, this is interesting. Elijah Moore, is he on the Bills? So he's with... Okay, never mind. I was going to say he's with the Bills now. So now he's joined the Bills. So
now he's got comp for wide receiver 1.
Yeah.
Well, do you start Elijah for wide receiver 1?
We'll throw him in C.
C.
I think because his stats are similar to Bateman. I think he could have a breakout season, but we'll have to see how that plays out. I can live with him in C. Keon Coleman is next for the Buffalo Bills. Last season, rookie season, 556 yards and 29 receptions and 4 touchdowns. Thoughts on Keon Coleman?
Maybe D. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know too much about him.
Yeah, it's hard to tell what a sophomore season is going to be too,
Yeah.
We'll move on. Joshua Palmer.
Yeah, he wasn't like one of the best rookies last year, so I would probably say D just based off that.
See, this is like do we want to put Elijah Moore? According to what we're seeing here, Elijah Moore is not the WR3 on this team. It's going to be Joshua Palmer. And this is his first season with the Bills. So we'll go with what we see here. So Joshua Palmer last season with the Chargers, 39 receptions, 584 yards, and 1 touchdown. I think we probably just throw him in a similar spot to Coleman. I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bills are not doing too hot.
DJ Moore is up
they
next.
have DJ Moore now too, though.
So DJ Moore is up next for the Bears. Bears, 98 receptions, 966 yards, and 6 touchdowns. His first season with Caleb Williams. He has very similar receiving receptions and targets from 23 to 24, but a serious downtick in production there. You have to wonder if that's just because who's throwing to him. Probably a little bit. If this was last season, DJ Moore was entering the season at somewhere around like A tier for me and for most people, just because of how dominant his season was. But I think for me right now, you got to probably, if we had a B plus, he'd go there. But I think B tier for me.
I would agree.
Yeah, I do think if you're talking fantasy wise, then he could definitely be more of an A now that we know he's with Josh Allen, you know?
No, that's Elijah Moore you're thinking of. DJ Moore.
Elijah
is
Moore.
on the Bears.
Because Elijah Moore came from fucking the Bears too, didn't he?
No, the
I'm
Browns.
confusing myself. The Browns? I don't know, dog. I'm sick. I get to
You're
use that excuse.
It's okay. I've said stupider things in the last couple episodes, so you're good. Yeah. So, other thoughts on DJ Moore?
I think B is good.
B's good.
Yeah, I can get behind B. Yeah.
Okay. Next up is Rome Odunze, who is entering his second season with the Bears. Solid rookie campaign, 54 receptions for 734 yards and 3 touchdowns. Clear WR2 on this team. A lot of targets. 101 targets. So I think that might have been more than DJ Moore. Am I tripping? I am 100%. That's 40 something less.
Big time.
I must have been thinking of one of the Bills receivers. I was probably thinking of Shaker. But anyways, where do you want to put Rome Odunze, guys?
Based off potential,
C or no, maybe C or
probably.
B. I don't know.
I was thinking C.
Yep.
C.
I can get down with that.
Yeah, he definitely has potential to be more given the volume that he's getting, if it's sustainable. But we'll see.
So this next person, we'll go really quick. Specht was our college guy last week. Now maybe Brett can fill in. Tell us about Luther Burden over here, the rookie coming out of Missouri. Do you know anything about this guy? If you don't, that's okay. We'll throw him in rookie, but you can give us a little.
Don't know a ton about him. I know the Patriots were like considering drafting him. Like I guess some like off the field problems, so probably not the best fit for the Patriots.
Best for the Bears.
Best for the Bears, yeah.
All right. Now we move on to the Carolina Panthers. We'll talk Adam Thielen first, who kind of had a bounce back year last year. He was injured for a portion of it, but he had a great end of the season, and I know that because he beat me in my fantasy football championship against Tom. So, thanks for that, Adam. So, last year in the 10 games he did play, Adam Thielen played 10 games, 48 receptions, 615 yards, and 5 touchdowns. Prior to that, his last healthy season, he played 17 games, had over 1,000 yards and 4 touchdowns. So we could probably factor in a little bit what he looks like when he's typically healthy. That said, he is turning 35 by the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
So that's a factor. Where do we want to put Adam Thielen?
So consistent.
C.
I want to put C.
C for consistency.
Yeah.
Okay.
Agreed.
Yeah. I feel like his age, for his role, his age isn't as much of a problem too, right? It's not like you need him going outside, beating guys, being a deep threat. Like, he's there to pick up like 7-8 yards if you need him to.
He's your first down guy.
Yeah.
So it's not Jalen Macmillan. Who's this Macmillan person that I'm seeing here? Teteroa? This is a first round pick. Tell me about this guy, Brett. I don't even know how to say his name. Do you know anything about him?
Yeah, he was the first wide receiver taken in the draft. If you're like not counting Travis Hunter, I guess, because he plays two positions. He's like a big-bodied guy. Played at Arizona, which is like kind of a smaller type school. He was dominating at Arizona, but against like weaker competition, so it's kind of hard to judge how he's going to be in the NFL.
Okay.
So I mean, I feel like the jury's kind of out on him right now.
Okay. So we'll throw him in rookie. I will say, like in the case of someone like Ashton Jeanty, when we did running backs, like we instantly put him in, I think, B tier or something. If we come across a rookie who you think is worth putting above rookie tier, you have license to do that. So that said, you want to just leave him in rookie?
Wonderful. Yeah, we could just leave him in rookie for now.
Xavier Legette is next for Carolina. Classic WR3. I think we'll put him there, but we'll just read this out. 49 receptions, 500 receiving yards, and 4 touchdowns in 16 games. 84 targets. Decent rookie season, but I think we just throw him somewhere in WR3 or D. Where do you guys want to put him?
I was going to put him in don't know, don't care.
Yeah,
I disagree with that, but
I don't know.
But yeah, I'll let you put him in D.
I don't think that's a don't know, don't care. I think like people knew his name last year. Brett, be the tiebreaker or another voice here. What do you want to do with him?
I feel like just given the fact he's only been in the league 1 year, we kind of have to like at least give him some respect and put him in D because he's still like developing.
D for developing. Love it.
All right, guys. We have a certified baller next. We have Mr. Jamar Chase of the Cincinnati Bengals.
I don't know.
What can you say? What can you say? We'll definitely give him credit for his stats before we move on from the instant S tier. 127 receptions in 17 games, 1,708 receiving yards, leading the NFL. 17 receiving touchdowns, I believe, also led the NFL. I would be shocked if it didn't. Where are my? Here's my tab. Yeah, by 4 touchdowns he led. Yeah. So S tier, best receiver in the league.
I've been like silently keeping track too of like how many of these wide receivers we're pulling up. Does Jamar Chase put up more on a seasonal basis in terms of yards than their entire career?
Yeah, so I mean, look at Chase's. He's on track to be an all-timer. Yeah. He had one unhealthy-ish season, but sky's the freaking limit for this guy. So, all right, we'll move on to T. Higgins for the Cincinnati Bengals. Had a rebound last year. So in 12 games with the Bengals last year, 73 receptions on 109 targets, 911 receiving yards, and 10 receiving touchdowns for T. Higgins. Where would we like to put him?
I think T. Higgins is a classic B tier receiver.
Yeah, he loves B. If he was on the Patriots, he'd be putting up A tier numbers. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, if he was like the wide receiver 1 on another team, he could definitely be in the A tier.
I think I said this before. I think as we're building out the B tier, I'm more and more wanting to throw Mooney down, but it doesn't have to be right now. But I think he's starting to get overshadowed a little bit by a couple other people here.
Do it. I dare you.
All right, there he goes. I am gonna butcher this guy's name, Andre Iosivas, I think, something like that. He is our Iosivas. He's worth mentioning because he had a pretty solid season last year in his second season in the NFL with the Bengals. With Higgins being out for a couple games, he's kind of stepped in a bit more. So in 17 games, 36 receiving or receptions, 479 receiving yards, and 6 touchdowns for him. Where would we like to put him?
I'm following Brett on this one.
Probably WR3 because I don't think he's like a nobody.
Yeah.
But
I think he's worth putting there because of who's throwing to him. Also, I think he's gonna have a similar season
Yeah, there's always good opportunity.
He's in one of
there.
those rare situations where he could be like fantasy relevant, even though he's the third option on his team. In
Plus he's a
12
massive
team
fan club.
formats and whatnot.
I know we hammered this down for the quarterback tier list, but I just saw this today. I want to bring it up again.
Sure.
It was a stat of like how many times a quarterback has thrown for 300 yards and 3 touchdowns in a game and lost. Tom Brady had 2 of those games in his career. Joe Burrow had 3 of them last year.
Yep. They're the best 9-8 team in NFL history.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyways.
Now we
Jerry
move
Jeudy.
on.
Someone gets Smith on the phone.
Cleveland Browns, baby. Jerry Jeudy comes in. He had a lot of different people throwing to him last year, and yet had the best season of his career, given a pretty awful situation. So 17 games played, 90 receptions on 145 targets, which was somewhere close to the top of the NFL in terms of targets. He was 9th in targets, 1,229 yards, and 4 touchdowns.
Where does his yardage rank?
That's somewhere in the top 5. He's 6th in receiving yards as well. So right now, according to ESPN, Joe Flacco is still listed as the starter entering the season for the Browns. We will, I guess, operate with the assumption that Flacco will be throwing on week 1 to Jeudy. I said this when we were ranking quarterbacks. There's probably going to be like 3 or 4 quarterbacks on this team who start 2 to 4 games. It's going to be a fucking weird situation. All of that said, where do we want to put Jeudy?
His A tier.
I think A tier might be pushing it for me.
No, he put up those stats with a fucking janitor throwing to him. Like, he deserves A tier.
Okay, Brett, what do you think?
I mean, I feel like B's a little bit more respectable. If he was doing that on a more consistent basis, then I could justify it, but like one breakout season I don't feel like is deserving of A quite yet.
I agree. B tier.
I agree with Brett for B tier. Yeah, I think A tier is reserved in my mind for more like established track record. But also Jeudy would be B+ for me given the season that we had. If we had a B+ tier, so
that's fair.
Kevin shaking his head over there.
Dog shit that was going on in Cleveland, putting up those numbers is almost S tier worthy. Like, he had, what was even his name? Whatever Thompson throwing to him for like 5 games.
Oh, Jameis Winston led the team in pass yards last season.
Jameis Winston was in there. Oh, I forgot he was on the team.
We'll move on. You can also use your one time if you want. Are we still doing that?
Yeah, I was really debating it.
I can't remember if Brett, I don't remember who else was here for the other tier list, but the one time for everybody here, if there's someone that you just definitively want to put in a tier and overrule everybody, you get one opportunity to do that. So if you really want Keon Coleman to be an A tier, you can use your one time and throw him up there. And it can't be moved unless someone uses their one time to counteract it. Make sense?
So
excellent.
We would allow stupid shit like that?
Yes, no, sir. I mean, the only stupid shit that
one time allows it.
Look at Cedric Tillman. Is it?
I love it.
It's showing college stats. Isn't that this guy's name? Is he a rookie?
I don't think so.
No. Why is it showing? It's bringing up Cedric Tillman. Okay, so I guess we'll bring him over here. Hold on. Cedric Tillman. That was weird. I don't know why he wasn't coming up. Whatever. So we'll use ESPN for this one. 29 receptions, 330. Yeah.
Even StatMuse doesn't know.
All right. So who is Thrash over here? I don't even see Jamari Thrash. Deontay Johnson is a Brown. I think that's the person we really need to be focusing on here. Don't call him trash. That's really mean.
All right, well, let's see his stats, and then maybe I'll back
Let's
it up.
use Deontay Johnson as a proxy, okay? He's going to be the wide receiver 3, even though he's not here listed as that. So Deontay Johnson is a Cleveland Brown. Where was he last year? He was with He was with 3 teams last year.
Damn, Jesus. That sucks.
Okay, all told, across the Panthers, Texans, and Ravens, 12 games, 33 receivers.
More like trash.
Well, just whatever. All right, CeeDee Lamb's up next of the Dallas Cowboys. So CeeDee Lamb last year at the Cowboys, I think he got shut down at the end of the season, but 15 games, 101 receptions on 1,200 yards, 6 touchdowns. He did not have Dak Prescott throwing to him all season, so that's something to consider. But CeeDee Lamb, I think we just throw him in S tier. Thoughts?
S tier for me.
Did you say A?
Yeah,
Kevin?
I'm fine with that.
Can't put that man in S if you're putting Jared Jeudy down in B. And you can't use the excuse that he didn't have Dak Prescott throwing to him because Jared Jeudy had a worse situation.
I don't know. I think I think A could be fine.
A,
well, okay.
Yeah.
So let's
if you base it off last
ahead.
season, sure.
Sure. I mean, there's a couple other people who there's not going to be many S tier candidates here. And there doesn't have to be either, just to be clear. Like, we don't have to put people in S just for the sake of it. Brett, what do you think? Did you say S or A?
I said S initially. I feel like S should be kind of like just reserved for like the best of the best.
Like top 3.
And there's really
four.
only like 3 guys I'm like kind of thinking of in that category. I feel like has the sample size to back it up.
Yep.
So, I mean, it's up to you guys, though. I mean, I could be swayed to A if you guys like feel a certain way about it.
Well, I'm fine leaving him in A for now. We'll leave him in A and we'll go from there. Next we have
just look at the other A candidate though. It's Drake London. Who are you taking over? Drake London or CeeDee Lamb? That feels like he's still 2
Yeah, levels. I mean, if it's draft day, we're on the table drafting for our fantasy league, I'm going to take Lamb. But London did have a better fantasy season than Lamb last year. But a lot of that's just contextual,
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think that's going to end up moving, but we'll see.
We'll see. Someone in chat asks Kevin to sneeze for him, so you might want to do that, Kevin, get it over with.
It's not a sneezing kind of sickness, though. Sorry.
All right, so next up we have George Pickens. George Pickens is now joining the Cowboys. His first season with the Cowboys, his final and third season with the Steelers last season, 59 receptions on 103 targets, 900 yards, and 3 touchdowns for George Pickens. Given that Dak Prescott will be throwing to him instead of Russell Wilson and Justin Fields, where do we want to put George Pickens this season?
Probably solid B.
Yeah, B.
Yeah.
I think
cannot wait to see this man fighting outside of a Waffle House in Dallas at 3 a.m.
I think B's fine.
Yeah.
I think we've yet to see the best he has. I think B minus C plus. Yeah, if we deviated the tiers further, I would agree with that. I think B is fine. B is fine.
The wide receiver 2 on the Cowboys is traditionally neglected in comparison to stats, with CeeDee Lamb being on the other side. But I think with somebody as talented as Pickens in that role, it's going to complement CeeDee Lamb really well this season. I think CeeDee Lamb's going to be an S tier wide receiver.
And speaking of compliments, this guy looks like a bona fide wide receiver 3.
Yep, Jalen Tolbert, 17 games last year, 49 receptions, 610 yards, and 7 touchdowns.
Where would we like to
put him? Nice WR3.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Now we go over to a team that's starting to really get some excitement going for themselves after last year. The Denver Broncos, Cortland Sutton, his first season with Bo Nix, and his 7th season in the NFL. Cortland Sutton has statistically pretty much his best season, close to it. 81 receptions, 1,081 yards, and 8 touchdowns. While we're here, I'll just point out he was 16th in the NFL in receiving yards. Where would we like to put Courtland Sutton, guys?
I think he's a strong B.
Yeah.
B minus.
I'll lean there. I would have given him the respect of going to A just because he won me so many games last year for like randomly dropping 5,000 yards in a single game for no reason. But
he had 3 100-yard games,
and they won me a lot of fantasy points. So, but yeah, he's more of like a B.
I can rock with B.
It was a surprise that he put up 1,000 yards. Let's be real, but maybe Bo Nix is that guy.
Is this a rookie next, Vele? I'm not sure if I recognize this name. Devon Vele? Nope, he played last year. I apologize. So last year, Devon Vele, 41 receptions, 475 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Did Brett just come through like really late for anybody else saying I'm fine with B?
Yeah. I thought he was possessed.
Brett, can you say something else for us? Okay, that is really behind you. I saw your face say it on the screen, and then I still haven't actually heard what you said.
Oh, no.
Can you say something else, Brett?
Uh-oh. Maybe his headset died.
Yeah, did you have a headset issue, Brett, or is it internet related?
His video's coming through. I assume it's
your video's fine. Okay. Brett, I see you talking, and I don't hear you. Let me check our Discord call. Are you muted by some chance? You are not.
Here for now, you can plug through. And
this is what happens with
Brett figures it out. Brett will figure it out, and he can give us American Sign Language of up or down.
All right, so what do you think? D tier for Vele over here?
I think D tier, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that's fair.
D tier, Brett.
Got a pen and paper, Brett. Show the camera.
So we also
agree.
So we have Marvin Mims Jr. next in 17 games with the Broncos last year, 39 catches. Okay, we got a little robot, but I think you might be back, Brett. Can you say something else for us, buddy? Can you say something else, Brett?
He has that Pony Express Discord chain. They got to carry it over the mountains.
What's a 4QWI podcast if we don't have technical difficulties?
It's okay. We forge on.
I would say.
Okay, Brett, you came through when I heard I would say, and we didn't hear the rest of it. And I don't know if you're referring to Marvin Mims or Devon Vele. You know what I might suggest, Brett? Literally just leaving the call and rejoining. Don't turn off your camera, but just leave the call and rejoin it. And maybe that'll just solve all of our issues. All right, so while Brett does that, we have Marvin Mims. He's been up on the screen for a while. 39 catches, 503 yards, and 6 touchdowns. This is somewhere in the D or WR3 tier as well. Oh, say something, Brett?
Oh. Brett?
We still got the desync issue.
I'd go wide receiver 3 for this.
Thank you.
I would agree. Mims has potential. More potential than Vele.
We're doing our best to forge on without
Yeah, let's try and go quicker. Hey.
Austin has
I mean, to be fair, we can read the stats on the screen.
Yes, but we are also this goes up on Spotify and stuff after, so if anybody listens afterwards, they can't see what we're seeing. Bro has no respect. Know who the
player is yet.
Bro has I know this is a total mystery, and Austin just put him in A tier. Austin has no care for
right now. That's all
our visually impaired viewers and listeners.
I'm visually impaired.
You suck, Austin. So, Amon-Ra St. Brown of the Detroit Lions. Last season, 115 receptions on 141 targets, 1,263 receiving yards, and 12 touchdowns. Amon-Ra St. Brown.
This is one of the guys that I could see an argument for S.
I
honestly.
think
No, if you're telling me Amon-Ra is S and CeeDee Lamb is not, I don't know, Kev. Who are you?
I mean,
True to myself, that's what I am.
so CeeDee Lamb, oh my gosh, hold on, CeeDee Lamb. So CeeDee Lamb last season had half the touchdowns and like 50 less yards than Amon-Ra St. Brown. He had half the touchdowns.
What about the
Number.
I think Amon-Ra. What?
Sorry, it doesn't matter.
I think Amon-Ra could make it a case for S tier for me.
Whoa.
Okay, I just muted Brett for a second. Brett, if you can hear us, you need to fix whatever that was. I'm gonna unmute you now, and hopefully.
Oh, I wouldn't.
I wouldn't. No, he's not echoing, or whatever that was. That was like an echo situation.
I'm fine with A, but I could see S. I think I'm just swayed too by like impact. You know, like I feel like Lamb last year didn't. I mean, maybe it's just because the Cowboys sucked, but I didn't feel like Lamb was making big plays or anything. But like St. Brown sometimes like influenced entire games on his own just by like.
I watched the receiver show on Netflix. St. Brown's a dog, and I love that guy. I'm using my one time. I'm throwing him an S.
Okay, all right.
Put Amon-Ra St. Brown up there. Put him there.
I mean, 12 touchdowns.
And that's a reasonable one time. I don't even care. All right.
That is reasonable.
Now we have Jameson Williams. Finally had a season that people were hoping he could have. He eclipsed 1,000 yards. He had 58 receptions on 1,001 yards and 7 touchdowns, 17.3 yards per catch. For the record, I think led wide receivers or was close to it.
I was about to say I want to point out, if you look at everyone around him that has higher averages, their receptions are way low. It's the classic like boomer bust type guy, right?
Right.
But he was putting up those numbers on a decent amount of receptions still. So you got to respect that.
All right. So where do we want to throw? I think we have a case for another B tier candidate here for Jameson Williams. He's another young receiver where like I think we could see him. I would not be surprised if we're throwing him an A at the beginning of next season.
Yeah.
He's in a great situation. You know. All right.
Yeah, I almost wanted to put him in A, but then I remembered who we have in B and the other stats. And I was like, all right, you know what? Let's keep.
So we have Tim Patrick next. I think this is a D or WR3, 394 receiving yards and 3 touchdowns. So all right.
Never trust a man with 2 first names.
Oh wait, what am I doing? Jalen Reed is first up. We're going to the pack, or Jaden Reed rather. Wait, no, that is not it. What is his name? Is it not Jalen Reed?
Maybe
someone correct. Okay, hold on. I know I did because I thought that was his name, so I'm wrong. Jaden Reed. It is Jaden Reed. Why did I not listen to myself the first time? So Jaden Reed is up next. Just for the record, Brett is out of our call and now his camera's gone. We will forge on and welcome him back when we can. So in his second season with the Packers, Jaden Reed had another pretty solid campaign, 17 games, 55 catches for 857 yards and 6 touchdowns. Where do we want to put Jaden Reed?
Wide receiver 3 for me.
As the number 1.
I mean, look at the stats, bro.
I put him in C. Yeah.
A bit C. I put him in C. Are you joking?
I mean, I guess for the opportunities, C, I suppose.
Yeah. The amount of yards he's put up kind of matches our C tier right now. I feel like he's C.
Cool.
I feel like B, you have to have like about 1,000 yards.
Agreed.
You know, A, you're pushing higher with more touchdowns.
Yeah.
But like if you're below 1,000 and above 500, you're kind of right in that C tier.
All right. So next up, we got Romeo Doubs in his third season with the Packers. 13 games, 46 catches for 601 yards and 4 touchdowns. Romeo Dobbs. I don't think we put him in C personally.
He's like
he is listed as
weird.
the WR.
I mean, if you're going off the criteria that Kevin just kind of spelled out, isn't he a C?
There were vibes, not criteria. Vibes.
I don't. I mean, I just don't find him in the same tier as Reed. I think Reed is the de facto WR1, and the Packers have a first round wide receiver in here now too.
Yeah, who is Golden? Is he a rookie?
Let's bring him up. Yeah, he is. So Matthew Golden, we'll bring him up over here on College Reference. He was a first round pick. He was selected 23rd overall. He played 1 season with Texas last year, almost 1,000 yards and 9 touchdowns. And he is 5'11", 191, so he's a speedy guy, I would assume.
I think
we'll throw him in rookie.
This guy in rookie, but I'm assuming Dobbs is going to be the wide receiver 3 if they're listing him as it. And
currently, that's
his numbers his numbers scream wide receiver 3.
Christian Watson is not listed there. We for a while thought he might have been the next guy up for the Packers, but it didn't happen that way. So, all right, we move to the Houston Texans now with Nico Collins. So he had an injured season last year. In 12 games, 68 receptions for 1,006 yards and 7 touchdowns. This was a guy who was teetering around high A for me before. I could be persuaded to still put him in A because I think he's just built that way, and he was injured last year. The dude's 6'4", 222. But if we're going purely off of last year, the fact that he got injured, do we put him down in B? I don't think it's worth it. I think he's an A tier. I think he's going to have a very good season.
I agree. Yeah. I think he's, if you just look at the names that we have on the board, he's definitely a tier ahead.
If he didn't get injured, his numbers probably scream S. 5 more games.
He was flirting with S going into last season, yeah.
Yeah, if you take his average, 5 more games, 5 times, so 1,450 about, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. I'd take that, That's S tier right there, but he got injured. Injuries matter.
So next up we have Mechie, who I'm assuming has to be no, he is not a rookie. Hold on, let me confer with ESPN. Yeah, I don't know what this is. Yeah, Tank Dell, this is wrong. So Tank Dell should be considered here, but he's not. They have Mechie the third. So let's talk about Christian Kirk first, because I guess he's technically listed as WR2. So last year with the Jags in 8 games, 379 yards and 1 touchdown in his last full season with the Jaguars, which was 2022, 1,108 yards and 8 touchdowns. Christian Kirk.
This one's weird.
It is. This is a weird situation.
Yeah, because he's good, but the Jags were bad, and then he got injured. And the last time the Jags were good, he had a really good season, but he's kind of D tier right now. Just off.
Yeah, I mean, given his injuries the past couple seasons, he kind of alludes to more injuries. I don't hope it for the guy. I actually like Christian Kirk, but you fear that it's going to happen again.
Yeah.
So next up, I think we should just count Tank Dell as the instead of Mechie here, because I think when he's healthy, he's got a lot of potential. So last year in 14 games, Tank Dell had 51 receptions for 667 yards and 3 touchdowns. I think you can't put him really any higher than C. I don't even think
C is warranted.
Well, yeah, again, Mechie is Tank Dell on the screen. That's where we're going to count him. All right. My least favorite NFL player, maybe my least favorite person on the planet, Michael Pittman Jr. I should have saved my one time to throw this guy in the pits of fucking hell, but
I might put him S tier on my one time. I don't know.
Michael Pittman Jr., 69 receiving yards, 69 receptions, 808 receiving yards, and 3 touchdowns on 111 targets. Is he? I'm assuming he's considered the WR1 on this team. I don't know who else. I mean, it could be Alec Pierce. That is. I just clicked the Panthers. Wow. That is not the Colts. I saw blue. So he is counted as wide receiver 1. Where would we like to put Michael Pittman?
See, this is the best part about it is I'm gonna put him right where he belongs in like C tier. Because I want you to acknowledge that a C tier player beat you in the fantasy playoffs.
In
I think-
garbage time, whatever. Go ahead, Austin.
I think that if you're just considering last season, C tier would be appropriate. But given the trajectory of his career, I think he flirts a lot with B tier.
Oh, yeah,
I
for
would
sure.
love to say like a B minus would be perfect for Michael Pittman.
Yeah. I think if they figured out their quarterback situation, he'd be a bona fide B tier.
Yeah,
But they're
yeah.
kind of
If
all over the place.
If Anthony Richardson can stay healthy and actually, throw the ball to him, it'd be
Yeah.
great. But he's getting 100 plus targets every year.
We're doing something on the fly, by the way, boys. So Brett is popping out. So what we're gonna do here is do some quick editing, and we're gonna use the 3-person screen real quick because we never get to do that. So let me grab Austin's.
Oh, I get to be Jay.
Nah, we'll change it. So can you stall for me for a second, somebody?
I'll
Yeah,
stall for you.
yeah.
Go back to the
So-
tier list real quick so that
Well,
we
the
can
thing
we can work
Yeah.
ahead.
Hold on. Not even that. I kind of want to keep talking about Michael Pittman because the thing
Okay.
that the people
I
that
don't.
are not inside of our fantasy football league, they just really need to understand the pain
This is
that Noah
true.
endured just by
Yeah.
this one single human being, man. This
He
wasn't
used the
just
difference
one
between me-
championship.
The difference between me repeating for the championship and not
Yeah,
was
so-
one garbage time reception in a PPR league.
No, yeah, Noah and I were in the semifinals. It was going down to Monday Night Football, and I was sweating it out because I think the only person left was Michael Pittman Jr. That was it, and I think I only needed like 9 points or something from him.
It was not a lot.
It was measly numbers, and I was like, okay, he can do this. It goes down to like the last 2 minutes of the fourth quarter. I'm looking at it. I need 1 point from this man. And I'm sitting there every time. I think at that point, what's his fucking name? Was it Carson Wentz throwing the ball? I think
Might have been Philip Rivers.
it might have been. It was some bum and some washed up bum, and they had the ball, and I was like, just throw it to Pittman, and they end up going out on downs or something like that. And I was sweating. I was like, that's it, GG. And then the other team turned it over or something. On like the last play of the game, they throw it to Michael Pittman over the middle and gets me my 1 point off of the reception, and Noah loses.
Maybe the most pointless play in NFL history, and I would have beaten my dad in the championship the next week.
Yeah.
So
Well, the next week in the championship, that's when
yeah, I think we got it, Kev. I think we can move on. I think we're good.
What's his name? What's his name? Got hit in the head. The Buffalo guy. So the championship was
Damar
weird
Hamlin.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah,
So
Damar
next is
Hamlin,
Alec
yeah,
Pierce.
Anyways.
Alec Pierce had a breakout season with the Colts. 16 games, 37 receptions, 824 yards, and 7 touchdowns. This is that boomer bust guy you're talking about. He led the entire. I have so many tabs open. Let me amend this a little bit.
Yeah, you do.
Where did I? Oh God. Hold on.
It was the Indianapolis Colts one, I think.
NFL receiving yards leader. Here we go. So Alec Pierce did lead the entire NFL in average yards per catch.
Yeah. Because he either had 0 yards or he had 3 catches for
well, let's look at
500
his
yards.
Yeah, I mean, look at these lines here. 3 catches for 134, 3 catches for 125, 6 catches for 122, 4 catches for 81, and then you have games where he has 1 catch for 9, 1 catch for 11, 2 catches for 16.
0 for
so
0.
This is boomer bust, but I think if we're gonna put Pittman in C, I think we throw Alec Pierce in C. Because he's kind of got a very unique aspect to his game that a lot of other people don't have currently.
That's fair. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
I don't have anything to say about that, I guess.
I'd want to drag him down just because, like, how can you really trust a guy who gives you 4 games a year? They're great games, but they're only 4 games.
Sure.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm fine with that. That's cool with me.
Pittman's at least a solid 10 points every week.
Yeah. I feel like
Whatever.
this guy's like a perfect wide receiver 3, but he's forced to play as a wide receiver 2, which is what makes him boomer bust because he's got a good cornerback on him.
Yeah.
So next we have Joshua Downs. This is one of those wide receiving core where we could like we can rate the wide receiver 3 above the wide receiver 3 category or somewhere in there. So in 14 games, 72 receptions on 107 targets, 803 yards, and 5 touchdowns. Very respectable season for him. Where do we want to put Joshua Downs?
I think he goes in C.
You put him over Pierce? I'm down with that.
Yeah, he's more consistent, I think. Yeah.
I'd rather have the consistency there.
All three of those receivers kind of had, when you just look at their stats purely for the season, kind of had a similar presentation.
All right, moving on. After a fantastic rookie year, Brian Thomas Jr. of the Jaguars, 17 games, 1,282 receiving yards on 87 catches and 10 touchdowns. So fantastic rookie campaign with Trevor Lawrence and Mac fucking Jones throwing to him. This is an A tier for me.
I think so.
This is an A tier.
Yeah, there's really no reason why he wouldn't be.
Like here, I think this is the exact reason why we don't put Jeudy in A tier, because Thomas was in a similarly pretty not so great situation and had an even better season than Jeudy.
Didn't they have similar stat lines?
Jeudy had 4 touchdowns and similar yardage to Thomas. So take that for what you will, I guess. So in terms of yards, Thomas was 3rd in the NFL. Jeudy was 6th.
Yeah, the touchdowns definitely so. But I mean, 3rd and 6th, that was 60 yards of difference.
Right. It's minuscule.
It's one game, yeah.
So next up for the Jaguars, who is Brown? I want to make sure I know who this is. Dyami Brown? I think we just put him in Don't Know, Don't Care. I don't really know much about this guy.
Yeah, Don't Know, Don't
Especially when we talk about the next guy who's up next, Travis Hunter, the rookie.
Don't Know, Don't Care?
So Travis Hunter needs little introduction, but we'll discuss real quick. He's going to be playing both sides of the ball from what we understand, but we'll go purely off of receiving here. 15 receiving touchdowns on 96 catches for 1,258 yards. We'll keep him in rookie because it's really hard for me at least to place on where he's going to fit in, but I think he'll probably be somewhere in C tier this season. I think he's going to have an immediate impact on the offense.
Yeah, I think he could even be B tier if, Trevor Lawrence can remember that he's Trevor Lawrence, but...
Yeah, that's a whole nother conversation, and we already had it, actually. But, all right, we'll move on.
Yeah.
Some news today on this guy. Rashee Rice is serving 30 days in jail, we learned, but he will play week 1, it sounds like. Interesting. I don't know. He was hurt
last year. What I will say about his 4 games, because I had him on my fantasy team to start last season.
He was a dog.
All of them were great, except for like the last one when he had an exit.
Dog. Yeah. So Rashee Rice missed the entire season due to injury. You can see what he was producing prior to that. In those 3 games, 24 catches for 288 yards and 2 touchdowns. When we go to his rookie season, he had 16 games played, 79 catches for 938 yards and 7 touchdowns. When you factor both of those things in, I think he's somewhere in B tier for me.
I would put him in the B tier for sure.
He had an A tier trajectory. Did you say C tier?
I still want to make a tier that's just called jail and put him in it.
Well, we will not do that. Okay,
yeah, the jail tier.
Let's move on. Xavier Worthy is up next, entering his 2nd season in the NFL. We'll also note his carries as well, but as a wide receiver, 59 receptions for 638 yards and 6 touchdowns. On the ground, he had 20 attempts for 104 yards and 3 rushing touchdowns. That counts for something. Where do we want to put Xavier Worthy going into this next season?
Tier.
C, yeah. I would say he's like a C+, just because his versatility with running the ball, but C's good.
So 3rd on the depth chart for the Chiefs, Hollywood Brown.
Versatility and running the ball only got him 100 yards, though. That could be like two big plays.
Yeah, and it wasn't one of those like a huge play on like the first game of the season and then right? Didn't he have like a huge play?
Yeah, I was about to say, you got to think, you hit one jet sweep, that could be like 60 yards.
Yeah,
right
he
there.
had a carry for 21 yards in a touchdown.
Look,
in
man,
his first
all
game.
I'm saying is when it comes fantasy time and I see that a wide receiver is getting rushing touchdowns, I'm definitely considering that in my value of trade.
We also have a playoff riser here. He had great stat lines in the AFC Championship game and the Super Bowl, so just something to note as well. Yeah,
curious how many of those yards were garbage time. I didn't think anyone in the Chiefs did anything that game, but
yeah,
carry on.
What a game that was. Okay, so now we have Hollywood Brown, who, let's open him up over here. Hello? I guess we'll have to put Marquise Brown.
I kind of want to say wide receiver 3 for me.
I don't remember. Was he just hurt last year? Did he just miss the entire season as well? So
yeah.
I mean, I guess I'll just say
even before then, he was just trending down. I mean, look at that.
Yeah.
9 catches. Right. So he wasn't activated till the end of the season. So he had 9 catches for 91 yards, no touchdowns, minimal role in the playoffs as well. In the last season he had with the Cardinals, he did have 101 targets for 51 catches, 574 yards, and 4 touchdowns. I feel like his name is bigger than what he could actually provide.
I was just about to say that. Yeah.
In fact, I assumed he had at least more than 1,000 yard season. That is incorrect. So I think we throw him somewhere in WR3, and I think that's even being generous.
Yeah, wide receiver 3 is. I mean,
what do you guys think? Do you want to throw him down a bit more, or you think 3 is fine?
I want to put him in D.
Yeah, I'll put him in D. I would agree.
Put him in D until I see more. I'm cool with that. All right. Former New England Patriot Jakobi Meyers leads off the
sneaky
Las
season,
Vegas
right?
Raiders.
No, he had a lot of touchdowns last year.
He had a nice season. Nice season. So
4 touchdowns.
15 games. It's okay, Austin. We all make mistakes. So 87 catches for 1,027 yards. 1,027 yards is good for 20th in the league. 4 touchdowns. Best statistical season of his career for Jakobi Meyers. This season he has Geo Smith throwing to him. Yep. So he's got a steady hand at quarterback. I like him in B tier. I think B tier. Yeah. Austin?
Yeah, no, B's good. I agree. I think he'll do better this season.
Yeah. I think B tier is this guy's like ceiling,
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
All right.
Everyone in A tier could push to S tier if they like really tried, but Jakobi would be lucky to get to A. Yeah, or that.
All right. So now we have Trey Tucker in his second season in the NFL. He had played all 17 games, 47 receptions, 539 yards, and 3 touchdowns for Trey Tucker. Let me confirm that he is listed as WR2 on this team, according to ESPN, and he is. So where do we want to put Trey Tucker?
Wide receiver 3 kind of feels good to me.
I guess, yeah, either that or D. The next guy I'm looking at, I'm just like, don't know, don't care. He must be a rookie, right?
Yeah, so Jack Beck is a rookie out of TCU. He's listed not as WR3 on ESPN, but he is on this depth chart here. Dante Thornton Jr. is another rookie. We put him in rookie. Because the other thing, too, is if you're WR3 on the Raiders, Brock Bowers is making sure you do not see the light of day with Jakobi Meyers and Trey Tucker anyways. So
I was just about to say, Tucker is a wide receiver 3 with Brock Bowers.
Yep. All right. So now we move on to the Chargers. This is a sneaky team, by the way. This could be the season they finally put it together. Ladd McConkey had a fantastic rookie season. He played 16 games, 82 catches for 1,149 yards, which was 10th in the NFL, and he had 7 touchdowns to boot.
Yeah.
So fantastic rookie season for Ladd McConkey. You got to
easy A.
I think he's A for me too. And when you eliminate Brock Bowers, he was 9th in the NFL.
Yeah.
Or actually no, he's 9th. So I think we throw him up here in A tier. I'm totally cool with that. I think he's going to have an even better season this season.
Yeah, it really just depends. Is like, is he going to get a sophomore slump or not? That's his only. Retired. Literally today.
So, next on the Chargers depth chart, we have Harris, who I'm not even sure if I know who that is.
Well, hold on. For audio listeners only, Noah just made a tier called "Retired" literally today, and put our boy Mike Williams in there.
Mike Williams, yep. What could have been? He could have really been a star. And he had a couple of decent seasons. I think one 1,000-yard season, but yeah. And Austin, I don't think you were in the call. Kevin and I were talking about this before you got here. We noticed that Mr. Keenan Allen is actually a free agent right now, so people are calling for Keenan Allen to return to the Chargers. I think this is the perfect time for him to come back. Him and Ladd McConkey sounds real nice.
Yeah.
Keenan Allen is going to be 34, I think we saw, but you know.
I think I joined the call at the tail end of that because I do agree with Kevin saying that it would be really nice to see him coming over to New England.
Yep. I would not mind him over there too. So on the tier list, we have this rookie Trey Harris listed on ESPN. The wide receiver 3 is Quentin Johnson. Quentin Johnson we'll talk about because he had a good season. 55 receptions for 711 yards and 8 touchdowns. That's a pretty solid freaking season. I think that's warranted of probably a C tier spot, especially with those touchdowns. But he's not here, so I don't know. We'll have to see where this depth chart shakes out for the Chargers. We'll put Harris in rookie and I guess just move on. I'm assuming Devontae. So now we're moving on to the Los Angeles Rams, and I'm assuming Devontae Adams is going to be listed as wide receiver 1, but they do have Puka Nacua, so we'll see what ESPN says. Which, by the way,
personally, I would probably rank Nacua over.
Puka is listed over Adams, and I must say this: they were showing it at the end of last season. The Rams are a deep playoff team this season. They really are. They made it. They almost beat the Eagles last year. And now they added Devontae Adams, who is still plenty serviceable. This is going to be a really fun team. I'm excited to see what the Rams do.
Granted, it was a blizzard during that game, right? So it kind of took a bit of the dynamic effect of the Eagles out of it. But same with the Rams. I'm curious to see how they do.
We'll start with Puka Nacua, who had an injury-shortened season last year. In 11 games, he had 79 receptions for 990 yards and 3 touchdowns. That's substantial given the amount of games he played, 990 yards. Of course, his rookie season, 17 games played, 105 receptions for 1,500 yards and 6 touchdowns. When we're talking future prospects and whatnot, I think he's A-tier minimum for me. If he didn't have an injury shortened season last year, he probably would have been S.
You're talking 1,500 yards. That's second, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, what was even with being injured, he was 27th in the NFL in receiving yards, and he missed 6 games. So, and
he got 90 yards per game. So
that's another sky's the limit sort of
pretty
young.
nasty.
Yep. So now Devontae Adams is up next. This is his 3rd team in as many seasons. So Devontae Adams last year got traded mid-season from the Raiders to the Jets. Overall, in 14 games, he had 85 receptions for 1,063 yards and 8 touchdowns. He's got Matthew Stafford throwing at him, so he's got a very steady hand again. I think for me, he's still an A-tier wide receiver. I don't think he's slid.
I think so.
You don't think his age is going to play a factor at all?
I mean, it just might. He's going to be turning 33 this season, but he didn't really show too many signs of slowing down last season. He was pretty rock steady with Aaron Rodgers throwing to him. Matthew Stafford has made sure that his wide receivers eat, during the season. I think he's going to be just fine. I think he's A-tier.
100%. I feel bad for him. He keeps trying to go to what he thinks is going to be a really cool situation with his friend, and then it just blows up for other reasons.
All right. He is worth talking about because he had a pretty decent season. Tutu Atwell is up next. 42 catches for 562 yards, no touchdowns in 17 games.
Bonafide
wide receiver 3.
Yep. Okay. Now we go to a very interesting situation over in Miami. Tyreek Hill is our first person that we'll be talking about. So he did play an entire season with the Dolphins. That is important to note. He was S+ tier, honestly, going into last season.
Sure was.
But with Tua being injured and just the weirdness of the Miami Dolphins season, 17 games, 81 catches on 123 targets, 959 yards, and 6 touchdowns.
I still want to put him in S almost, but like
I don't think
I don't know.
I kind of do too, but it's just,
the uncertainty at the quarterback play is obviously deterring him.
Yeah.
I mean, unfortunately,
you
like
gotta put him at an A.
He's got such an amazing connection with Tua, but like it's a matter of not if, but when Tua gets hurt again this season. So
right, and one more concussion, and dude's never playing football again.
Yeah,
well, we said
I think
that
fantasy wise, you could drag him down to A for this argument. But like if you just looked at him if this list was just purely off of like here is the human specimen, grade him on like a football scale, and you don't factor the quarterback, then he would be S. But
right,
yes, absolutely.
So we're down
with fantasy perspective. I'll bring him down. Yeah.
All right. Next,
especially if I'm making Lamb down in A, I'll accept it.
Jalen Waddle also had a downturn. In 15 games last season, 58 catches for 744 yards and 2 touchdowns for Jalen Waddle.
Same exact situation. I think he would normally be an A-tier receiver, but I think you got to put him in a B.
Yep, I'm cool with that.
Sucks for all these guys.
Yeah. So we get your shit together.
Now we have. Want to make sure I know who this is. Washington. Oh my gosh. Hold on. Hello? What is going on here? Why does this depth chart look different? Did I do something? Or is this just
something's weird?
What? Why does it look like this?
They just not wait, no, where's Tyreek Hill? It's no wide receivers.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure what's going on here. So
they cut everyone.
Whoa, my Washington Dolphins. Malik Washington. Here you go. So last season, 26.
Oh, don't care.
Yeah,
you didn't let me finish. All right.
I was trying to remember his name to begin with. So yeah,
I threw him up there. Justin Jefferson goes into the S tier.
You don't even have to talk about him.
So
really good.
In 17 games, Justin Jefferson had 103 catches for 1,533 yards and 10 touchdowns. Yeah. Jetta's one of the best in the league. Yep. The only guy, honestly, that can really give Jamar Chase a run for his money in terms of just pure stats.
Yep.
Yeah. And then this season, there is some uncertainty because they have we're going to call him a rookie quarterback coming in. Why is his name escaping me? What is his name?
McCarthy.
Thank you. Yep. So we'll see, but I'm sure he'll be just fine. It's a gift for a rookie quarterback to have someone like him. So there's Justin Jefferson. Next, we go into Jordan Addison. Kevin really likes this guy.
My favorite wide receiver, too.
We'll go over the stats.
Jordan Addison in 15 games, 63 receptions for 875 yards and 9 touchdowns. He's been mega consistent his last 2 seasons.
Wow.
Yeah, see, this guy's great because, like, you just know as soon as Justin Jefferson has any kind of, like, twang or injury, you put him in and you're instantly getting, like, 20 points out of him, 30 points. Or at least in our high-scoring league, so.
Yes, I agree. I almost want to say B tier for Jordan Addison. I know he hasn't broken 1,000 yards yet, but bro has 19 touchdowns in 2 seasons.
Yeah.
I think he's B tier. I think that's
sure.
totally fine.
I mean, even just double check when we go back. Naylor was also kind of sneaky good when the other two weren't playing as well.
So 17 games for Jalen Naylor, 28 catches for 414 yards and 6 touchdowns.
Yeah, they catch a lot of touchdowns over.
I know those are D tier stats, but he's wide receiver 3 in my opinion.
I'm fine with that.
That's just a problem of too many mouths, and the mouths are really, really good above you.
Yeah.
Where did we put Tank? Oh, he's Mechie.
Yeah, we put him in C.
I see Mechie and Addison as almost like the same kind of group. At least last year, where, like, I mean, Tank Dell was fighting with Nico Collins and Stephon Diggs, but anyways.
Speaking of Stephon
Diggs,
new arrival to the New England Patriots. He notably is entering his 11th season in the NFL. He's turning 32 in a couple months.
Off an ACL.
Yep, off an ACL injury. So before that,
good news is
games with the Tech. Good.
Yeah, good news is he, like you said, 8 games. He only got 8 games in, so he's had plenty of time to recover.
Right. So in 8 games, 47 catches for 500 yards and 3 touchdowns. His last full season was with the Buffalo Bills in 2023. He played every single game, 107 catches for about 1,200 yards and 8 touchdowns. In seasons past, he's been somewhere in the A to S tier. I think we have to temper expectations a little bit. He's in a new environment. I think for me, I'm excited to have him, but I think the highest we can put him is B right now.
Yeah, I think
personally,
injuries and age puts him in B. But if
For
he's
sure.
healthy, holy shit, is he gonna eat as the wide receiver 1? Like,
oh yeah,
Drake May's gonna be throwing it up there, just hoping for the best. That
Patriots fans have been waiting to have a name like this at wide receiver. And we've loved our our Julian Edelmans and stuff, but we haven't had like a person like this since like Randy Moss. I don't think we've had a name like this. So it's exciting, and I think hopefully Drake May takes a gigantic leap. We're really hopefully setting him up to do that. So according to ESPN, next on the depth chart, hold on. Next up is Demario Douglas. Oh, if you are not a New England Patriots fan, you do not care about this guy, but here we are. So he is entering his 3rd season in the NFL. His second with the Patriots, 66 catches for 621 yards and 3 touchdowns. We could see a bit of a leap. The homer in me wants to put him in C, but I think WR3 is probably more appropriate.
Wide receiver 3.
Yeah, and I was talking about this before too. I don't think Hollins is gonna get more action than Williams with the way they keep talking about him. It sounds like they're gonna be playing Williams more. So Williams might end up being a C or B, and Douglas will be that inside route kind of guy that just picks up yards when you need him, as he should be. So, which is a bona fide wide receiver 3.
We'll go off of what ESPN lists right now. Mac Hollins is listed as our wide receiver 3. So Mac Hollins is entering his 8th season in the NFL. He's turning 32 right around the start of the season. So his last season was with Buffalo, 31 catches in 17 games, 378 yards and 5 touchdowns. That was the most touchdowns he's had in a season. So Mac Hollins, again, I think he goes somewhere in the D tier. He's probably.
I'll be so honest. If he wasn't signing for the Pats, it'd be I don't know. I don't care. Like those stats are bad.
I'm with you. Honestly,
I honestly might just put him there anyways. Like,
all right. Moving on, we have the New Orleans Saints. Chris Olave is here. Another injury-shortened season, unfortunately, for him. Who was, he had a really great trajectory. So in 8 games with the Saints last season, 32 catches for 400 yards and 1 touchdown. In his last full season, the year prior, 16 games, 87 catches for 1,123 yards and 5 touchdowns. This season, he has a rookie throwing to him. The Saints are a team that it's going to be an uphill battle for them. I think he's somewhere. We don't have a plus. I'd put him in B right now.
I'll put him in B off talent, to be honest. Yeah.
He has more upside since he's young compared to Diggs, but they're in very similar situations, except for the fact that the Saints have just like a question mark for the rest of their team.
Yeah.
All right. He's still around, guys. Brandon Cooks entering his 12th season in the NFL. Will be turning 32 shortly into the season. Started his career with the Saints. He is now back. Last year with the Cowboys, he played 10 games, 26 catches for 259 yards and 3 touchdowns. Let me confirm where he's listed on ESPN's depth charts. He's listed wide receiver 3, so I think we put him in D, though. I think that's fine.
Yeah.
All right, Rashid Shaheed is another boomer bust guy.
Sure is.
I had both him and Pierce on my team, so
you sure did.
He also got hurt last year. So 6 games played, 20 catches for 349 yards and 3 touchdowns. That's 17.5 yards per catch. That, for the record, ranked 5th in the NFL. So again, that boom or bust sort of thing. We are likely going to see someone take a leap here, but I think I'm fine putting him. I would put him in wide receiver 3 because I think he's going to uptick this season. But if you guys want to put him in D, I'm not going to argue.
I think D.
D is fine.
I don't know. Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't see enough from him.
All right. New York Giants are up next. Malik Neighbors.
We saw a lot of.
Hell yeah. So in 15 games, Neighbors had 109 catches for 1,204 yards and 7 touchdowns. He was targeted 170 times, which was second in the NFL only to Ja'Marr Chase.
That was a mixture, right? It was Daniel Jones, and they kind of had a committee going on at the end of the year, right?
They had Tommy DeVito going a little bit there, right? Drew Lock. So yeah, there's
Drew Lock. He played 8 games.
So now for the Giants, who is suiting up at quarterback?
Russell Wilson, right?
Thank you. Yep. Wow. Why? Yeah, Russell Wilson is going to be throwing. So, I mean, Russell Wilson is still a capable quarterback, and I think he's going to be able to extract probably even more out of Neighbors than, the committee last year. I think Neighbors is a solid ass A tier for me.
Yeah, he's A.
He could be
solid
he could be hitting S tier in the next couple of seasons.
Yeah, for sure.
That was his rookie year. You imagine if he got drafted to like the Bengals,
right?
Or like the Lions, or anywhere with like a capable quarterback. Holy shit, that would we would be talking S tier, but unfortunately.
All right.
So for the next year, you can just put in D tier because it's the Giants.
Yeah.
Wan'Dale Robinson is up next.
Nice.
Respectable season. 17 games, 93 catches for 699 yards and 3 touchdowns on 140 targets. So definitely by far the most usage of Wan'Dale Robinson's career. I'm assuming on
averaging
ESPN,
a whopping 7 yards per catch.
I know.
I want to see. Wait, do they go back to his stats? Do they have yards after catch? Or yards after catch?
If it's not here, I can find it on ESPN potentially.
It was yards. Oh, just yards per catch, I think.
Wan'Dale Robinson was 45th in the NFL in yards after the catch, and that's among all positions.
Yeah, I'm trying to hold on. Where's his game?
So 17? I mean, if you were to take this down to just wide receivers, he's probably somewhere in like the top 35-ish. I would assume.
I just had a feeling this is the only one that I started thinking of. I mean, I like to think of yards after catch too a lot, but I just have a feeling Robinson is catching the ball and getting smashed immediately with how the Giants are running up plays.
Yeah,
so.
No, he's getting that quick 4-yard throw, and he's gonna put 2 yards forward before he's getting pummeled.
Yeah, maybe even like an 8-yard throw with a negative 1 yard.
Yeah.
So what does this mean for us? Where do we want to put it?
Wide receiver 3, and humbly.
I'm fine with that. Kev?
Yeah.
Next up is Darius Slayton. Kevin's like, I feel like you want to argue this, but you don't want to die on a hill for Wan'Dale Robinson, so you're fine just moving on. Is that
no? I just couldn't tell if he was wide receiver 3 or D. I was like, I forgot how many yards he got because I was so confused. I was so focused on the after catch.
So Darius Slayton, 16 games last season with the Giants, 39 catches for 573 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Same spot, wide receiver 3.
Yeah, they can hold hands.
All right, now we go to
look at the New York team struggling.
New York Jets. Garrett
in general.
Wilson is up next. So, interesting situation. He actually had his best statistical season, despite Aaron Rodgers and that whole the disaster season. So in 17 games, 101 catches, 154 targets, which has got to be somewhere in like the top 6 or something like that. He was tied with Justin Jefferson in targets for 4th. So,
that's kind of crazy when you put it like
1,104 yards and 7 touchdowns for this guy over here. Where do we want to put Garrett Wilson?
And he will have
this season. He's got Justin Fields throwing to him. Yep.
But who was it that was it Moore where his numbers went down after Fields left? So, yeah, I'm fine with A.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's actually, I'm glad you brought that up. I think because Justin Fields was able to get the best seasons out of DJ Moore, he can probably figure it out with Wilson. I think we rated Justin Fields like C tier or something like that.
Yeah. I actually didn't mind Fields. I thought he was not bad. He was like the Bears.
Well, yeah, he was like 5-1 as the Steelers starter also. I mean, that says some stuff about the Steelers defense or whatever, but yeah, we can move on. So, next up, Allen Lazard is our next guy for the Jets. Last season in 12 games, 530 yards and 6 touchdowns for the Jets in his second season with them. Where do we want to put Allen? Cool with that.
Yeah. There's always a lot of buzz around his name for some reason, I feel like, every season.
Yeah.
Is this Josh Reynolds?
over
It
here.
is. Josh Reynolds.
Don't care.
I don't think he's don't care because he was actually pretty decent with the Lions over the last couple of seasons. But yeah, I think we have to put him in.
I think he's don't care.
I don't think he's a total no-name though, but
I think he's irrelevant.
I had no idea who he
sure.
was.
All right, fine. Super Bowl champions up next. AJ Brown comes in 13 games, 1,079 catches. God, I keep saying this. When you keep doing the same script over and over, you flop up. So 13 games, 67 catches for 1,079 yards and 7 touchdowns. That's a down tick from last season only because he missed some games. On the screen, you can see he had about 1,500 yards in the previous 2 seasons and 17 games played. This is one of those other people I could be persuaded for S tier, even though his season was hampered by injury. I don't know if he belongs up in S tier right this second because of that.
I think A tier, personally.
I think top of A for now.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. All right, Devontae Smith is up next. I spelled that wrong. Devontae Smith, 13 games, also missed some games, 68 catches for 833 yards and 8 touchdowns. Had a handful of 1,000 receiving yard seasons prior, 7 touchdowns. So very steady hand as well.
He was one of the most consistent players on my fantasy team last season. I actually had him 2 seasons in a row, I think.
He's one of those guys you love.
I want to say B tier for him.
Yeah, I think he's flirting with A tier, but I think we need to see what he does.
I think if he was wide receiver 1 on the team, he would definitely be.
I think he's about as good as you can get out of the B tier.
Yeah.
But
Never mind that. Even if he just put up another 1,000-yard season last year, he'd be A.
Right. I agree.
But he got it.
But I mean, he would have. That's the other thing, though, is that we're just putting him in A now because he 100% was on track for it.
Right.
He's on
Injuries
track.
matter, though. If you're not available, you're not,
No, that's true.
Unfortunately.
Right. And then we have Jahan Dotson. We'll cover him quickly. I think he might have gotten traded mid. No, that's untrue. Wow, that is Richard Dotson, who was born in
1959. 12 years. Damn. Almost a 500 record.
All right, Jahan Dotson. I don't think he got traded mid-season. He did not. So, I mean, yeah. I think we just put him in don't care.
Don't care. Yeah.
All right. Very interesting situation over with the Steelers. Aaron Rodgers will be under center for what is likely his last season. Joining him over there is DK Metcalf. His first season out of Seattle. He's entering his 7th season in the NFL. Last year with the Seahawks, 15 games, 66 catches for 992 yards and 5 touchdowns. Previously had 3 out of his 4 seasons. He hit over 1,000 yards, narrowly missed it in 2021. I think this is a B tier.
I'll be so real. This man has way more clout to his name than he deserves. The way people talk about him, you think he's S tier, putting up like 1,500 yards a season.
Well, I will say, from a fantasy perspective at least, I feel like he's always like top 10 wide receiver every single week.
Yeah, he's a consistent, but I could see A. I like A actually, but like
I don't think I like A personally, but
I don't know. I'm fine with B. I could go with A. But the way people talk about him, you think he's S,
That's fair. If he had more, I don't know, if there was more certainty around Aaron Rodgers in Pittsburgh, I would say A tier for him.
Yeah,
that's true.
I think
that too.
Because
I think Rodgers is still good enough to make him an A tier, but I need to see it before I put him there.
Yeah, I agree.
That's how I feel.
And he's a
Robert
specimen.
Woods.
He should be putting up more numbers.
Robert Woods is wide receiver 2.
Oh my God, D.
He's old. Yeah. He's entering his 13th season in the NFL. He just turned 33. I think we put him in D tier.
The fact that he's even on the top 3 of the depth chart is a crime.
Well, let's look at the Steelers according to ESPN right now. Calvin Austin is the WR2, so we'll go to him next.
Is he a rookie?
No, he's not. He's entering his 3rd season.
Never heard of him.
He played 17 games last season with the Steelers, 36 catches for 548 yards and 4 touchdowns. We could definitely see.
Yeah.
I mean, we're going to see more out of him this season. I think we could probably just throw him in WR3 or.
Yeah, I would agree.
I think C would be way too generous. So I think WR3 is
way more upside than Woods, but I'd be fine putting him in D, but he has upside, so wide receiver 3.
Now we go to the 49ers. This is another team where it's worth ranking all 3, I would say. So Brandon Ayuk is up first.
Well, maybe not anymore.
What do you mean?
Because
I mean, put some respect on Ricky Pearsall's name, but we'll get to him in a second.
I don't know.
Okay, so he was injured last year after getting paid, by the way. 7 games played, 25 catches for 374 yards, no touchdowns. In his last full season, he played 16 games, had 75 catches for 1,342 yards and 7 touchdowns. I'm sensing a return to form for the 49ers. I think Ayuk's going to be just fine. Now he's the de facto wide receiver 1 with Deebo Samuel out now. Jawan Jennings, I think, is going to have a great season, but we'll get to him in a second. Where do we want to put Ayuk?
I like B.
Yeah,
cool
like
with
a
B.
B plus type deal.
Yeah.
B.
All right.
I think he's going to have a bad season because Kittle is aging. Debo's gone. Like, if McCaffrey is injured at all, then like they're going to be putting 5 defenders on Ayuk.
Yeah, that's fair.
Jennings is going to pull coverage now too.
So we got Jawan Jennings, who had a breakout season last year. 15 games, 77 catches for 975 yards and 6 touchdowns. 113 targets is also pretty substantial.
C sounds good for me for him.
C tier for Jennings. I don't know about that. I think he's around a B tier for me. If we're putting someone like Jordan Addison in B tier, you got to put Jawan Jennings in B.
Off one season?
I'll accept that.
I mean,
but he's young, so there's upside. That's how I always say. If it's one season, but it's within his first 3 years, we have some upside.
That was within his first 4 years.
And
I think we're talking.
How he's an outlier.
Here it is.
I mean, no,
Here it is.
we're talking. Deebo Samuel's gone now. Well, I guess we'll get to him in a second. But Deebo Samuel's gone. I think he's poised to have a 1,000-yard season this season, honestly. But
okay. Well, since he didn't have one last season, I think it's a C.
I'll go C.
A C plus. A C plus would be perfect.
Yeah, put him next to Bateman. We'll put him there.
I disagree, but it's fine. We'll move on. So Ricky Pearsall is up next.
Use your one time. What a shame.
Yeah.
So Ricky Pearsall, I know what you guys are going to say. He only played 11 games, but he had 400 yards on 31 catches, 3 touchdowns. He had a couple of fantastic games. I think until we see a little bit more, we got to put him in WR3, but he could be somewhere around C or like high C at the end of the season.
That's fair, yeah.
Especially if you guys are insisting on putting Jawan Jennings in C, we can't put Pearsall there. So, all right, now we move on to the Seattle Seahawks. Cooper Kupp is now a Seattle Seahawk, if you didn't know. He's entering his 9th season in the NFL. In 12 games with the Rams last year, he had 67 catches for 710 yards and 6 touchdowns. He has Sam Darnold throwing to him now, right? Is that who the Seahawks quarterback is? So
I believe so, yeah.
Why am I blanking on this? He's got to be.
I think he is.
Yep. So there you go. Cooper Kupp, injuries and all. He's missed in his last 3 seasons at least 5 games. He missed 8 games in 2022 after having one of the greatest wide receiver campaigns of all time in 2021. The man just can't stay healthy anymore. We have to factor that in. Where do we want to put Cooper Kupp?
That's hard because I think of Kupp and I think of that monster season right off bat.
But it's like a B tier ceiling for him now with how injured he is.
I feel like B tier is even generous for how injury prone he is. But
but when he's not injured, he's still that guy. So like,
he's still getting 15 targets when he's on the.
C would be an insult, I feel. So we'll give him B.
No, you're right.
Oh, I spelled this. How did I spell this wrong?
Because it's a very confusing name. Yeah.
Njigba.
You're doing better than I would. I'm not gonna lie.
Hold on. Smith.
I do not know.
What am I? Hold on. Smith dash NJIG. There we go. So fantastic season for this guy over here, by the way, Jackson Smith and Jigba. Huge uptick in his previous season. So 17 games played, 100 even catches for 1,130 yards and 6 touchdowns. So fantastic season. In terms of receiving yards, he was 12th in the NFL. In terms of targets, he was 14th. I don't think he's A tier right? Quite yet.
Them high B. I want to say B, mainly because of the quarterback question. Like I know Sam Darnold had an up year last year, but it's still you're changing the scheme, right?
Yep.
Some of the numbers look like he could be A this year. Easy.
He has the potential, I think.
Is this man?
Marquez Valdes-Scantling? Come on now.
Oh, he was on Green Bay for a long time.
Yeah, so he was also with the Bills and the Saints last season. He got a bit more work out of the Saints, obviously. So overall, Marquez Valdes-Scantling in 14
he has
games.
Not done anything.
19 catches for 411 yards and 4 touchdowns. 21.6 yards per catch. All right. Now we go into the Buccaneers. Mike Evans, he got that 1,000-yard season. One of the most steady guys in the damn league. He's one of the most liked guys in the league. He is entering his 12th season. He's going to be turning 32 next month. What a career. And I hope he keeps going.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Is that a record?
It's got to be close to it.
Most that is a crazy
streak. Consecutive.
This is a shame that I'm doing like recency bias for this tier list.
He's tied with Jerry Rice.
How do I think he's going to be next year?
Wow.
But God, all 1,000-yard seasons your entire career like that.
Mike,
if this was an all-time list, he's like S. Just for
Mike Evans. Mike Evans needs to get 1,000 yards this season and then retire. It's just so he can dethrone Jerry Rice.
He beats Jerry Rice's record if he can do this, and I think he's poised for it. I don't see why not. Like he missed 3 games. Yep.
As long as he stays healthy, yeah.
I think I'm going to be honest, boys. I think A is a little much, but if you want to. I disagree, but I disagree very respectfully.
The thing is with Mike Evans, he's not going to get you an 80-yard touchdown every game, but he's just like the most reliable.
See, guys, I'm looking at this. I would take pretty much every person over him in fantasy football going into this season in A tier. I would take every single one of these people above him.
Oh yeah, he's like bottom of A tier, but he's A tier.
I think that makes him not A tier. But
I think you look at everyone in B tier, and I don't see a single person I'd take above Mike Evans. So
yeah, no, I'm kind of with that. Devontae Smith is realistically the only person.
Marvin Harrison. I think Marvin Harrison is okay. That's fine.
Should have been.
Out of respect, I will put Mike Evans there because I'm also overruled by you guys, but I do disagree. So next, actually, I didn't read his stats yet. In 14 games, 74 catches for 1,004 yards and 11 touchdowns. So. Fantastic season for the guy. 11
touchdowns. He's a fucking touchdown machine too. Yeah.
Chris Godwin had an injury-shortened season, so we have to factor in previous seasons. But last year with the Bucs, 7 games, 50 catches, 576 yards, and 5 touchdowns. His previous season, 17 games played, 83 catches for 1,024 yards and 2 touchdowns. I think Chris Godwin's is solid.
Godwin and Evans are such legends for staying with the Bucs all this time too.
Well, go back to the stat line too for Godwin. Godwin's only like 3 or 4 seasons shy of not having the 1,000-yard streak.
Yeah, he's just turned 29. Yeah,
they're like a pretty consistent 1-2 punch. I'd say Godwin's a B tier. He's gotta only be 1 step below. Yeah.
Yep. All right.
This is a rookie, right? Is he?
Emeka Egbuka.
They drafted someone.
Yeah, he's a rookie. So I hope I said his name right. Emeka Egbuka. Hold on.
Ooh, it's raining out, boys. I can hear it.
I think a skunk just sprayed outside of my apartment. All right, so he played 4 years at Ohio State, 1,011 yards, 8 touchdowns. I don't know where he was drafted, but we'll put him in rookie. But it sounds like that might be a nice pickup for them coming out of Ohio State national champions.
Yeah, they need fresh blood. He's got to learn everything he can from Evans and Godwin before they die.
Yeah, right.
All right. We have 2 more teams. I want to thank everybody who's been listening and who's been listening live. And if you happen to go to the YouTube video and you're scrolling through to the end, this is what we're looking like right now. We have 2 more teams. First up is the Tennessee Titans. Yikes. I don't know who is the quarterback for this team. They have a rookie. I forget his name. He was the first overall pick. First overall pick. Cam Ward, thank you. So Calvin Ridley, he's chugging along, guys. Yeah, he's chugging along. So 17 games last season with the Titans, 64 catches for 1,017 yards and 4 touchdowns. He's got a rookie throwing to him this season. Other than his gambling situation, he probably would have had another 1,000-yard season with Atlanta. And he missed out.
I'll just point out too, the last 2 seasons where he put up 1,000 yards were probably some of the most miserable quarterback situations.
Yeah,
it shouldn't be a thing for Trevor Lawrence, but it was.
Will Levis last year. Who else was thrown for the Titans last year?
Oh my God, someone.
Will Levis. I don't remember.
I don't even know. It was Will Levis and some other guy. I forget.
All right. So Calvin Ridley. I think we throw him in B tier.
Yeah, I would put him at the top of B. Like,
I'm not putting him anywhere near A tier right now, but
yeah,
I'm fine with B tier. I can live with B tier.
I'll take the L.
Okay, Tyler Lockett is now also a Titan, if you didn't know.
Oh, he's another 1,000-yard legend.
He's a steady hand. He's definitely been decreasing in productivity, but I think it's just because he's getting old. So he's going to be 33 early into this season, entering his 11th season in the NFL. Last year with the Seahawks, 17 games played, 600 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
That's a shame. He played all the games and still just had shit output.
Yep.
Like,
and he, for the record, he is listed wide receiver 2, according to ESPN. I think I don't think we can put him in C anymore. I don't think we can. I think he's got to be wide receiver 3. I don't think he's quite yet D tier.
Yeah. I'd agree there.
All right. So according to ESPN, Van Jefferson is wide receiver 3, but according to the tier list, Van Jefferson is wide receiver 3. According to ESPN, Treylon Burks is wide receiver 3. We'll go off of Van Jefferson, who I think
Van Jefferson was still in the league.
Van Jefferson he spent a couple seasons with the Rams. And he went to he's been all over the place. I think this is a don't know, don't care, or D tier. Where do you want to put him? D or don't know, don't care?
I don't know.
Don't care just seems a little more insulting than D tier to me, so I want to put him there.
Let him in there.
All right, guys. Now our final team before we review the Washington Commanders. Someone was just typing furiously. The Washington Commanders.
Giving us a drum roll.
Oh, thanks. Deebo Samuel. Why did this come up? Okay. So I'm excited to see what this pairing looks like because the Commanders, I love this team right now. So Deebo Samuel, senior, right? 15 games last season with the 49ers, 51 catches for 670 yards, 3 touchdowns, and on top of that, he had 136 rushing yards and 1 touchdown.
Wait, did he take kick returns?
Yep, 533 yards returning. So Deebo Samuel, new environment. He's got Jaden Daniels throwing to him. He's the wide receiver 1 on this team. I don't think we can put as much stock in his stats last year. That was a weird situation. People were getting hurt and stuff with the Commanders, for the 49ers. Deebo Samuel is listed as wide receiver 2 on ESPN, so that's something to keep in mind because Terry McLaurin had a good season. But
kind of a dog.
Where do we want to put Deebo?
I want to put him as a B personally.
Yeah, same.
I'll put him there.
Maybe even.
I also feel like
he's flirting with C.
Don't know what you're gonna. You just don't know what you're gonna get with him.
You know what? Put him in C. I want C. Are you with me, Noah?
Is this? I'm not. But is this your one time?
Oh no, man. No, I don't want to use one. But man, look at his stats. They talk about him like he's the greatest wide receiver on the planet Earth, and they're kind of dog shit.
Dude, he's also but it's combined yardage. Like if you combine his rushing yards and his passing yards, he's going over 1,000 yards. And
even in the season where they were fantastic, he got 892 and then 225. So it was I guess he got over the 1,000 barrier, but I don't know.
I clicked the wrong person. I kind of don't mind putting him in C, honestly. After
Dude,
he gets hurt all the time too, and it's just shoulder.
Here's the thing. Are you taking anybody in that C category over Deebo Samuel?
Okay, that's a good point. Let me look.
Jawan Jennings, maybe the guy who's taken over his job on that team. Xavier Worthy potentially, Michael Pittman potentially. There's a
It's
couple
not as
people.
hard locked as Evans was. Like I looked at B and I was like, "There's nobody here." But I see it. It's like, yeah, there's a couple where I'm like flirting with the idea, but I think I would still take Debo just because of his namesake. Yeah, maybe end up B.
Well, okay.
Yeah, put him after Cup.
He might be the worst of B. I think we just will. All right.
The worst of B is our C+.
Here we go. I love this guy. Terry McLaurin's up next. Wide receiver 1 for this team. He had the season he deserved. I feel like he was awesome. So 17 games played.
Got a Mike Evans thing going on.
82 catches for 1,096 yards and 13 touchdowns for this guy. 13 touchdowns,
was second in the NFL.
Second in the NFL. His receiving yards were 15th in the NFL. He played all 17 games. Just because I think he's stomached some awful situations in Washington, and he had the season that I put him in A.
I think
I would agree. Yeah,
especially if you guys are insisting on Mike Evans in A, and we have Ladd McConkey in A. Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is younger Mike Evans, clearly.
All right, Noah Brown. Unfortunately, we end on a pretty like meh note, but he had a decent season. Well, just because he's the last person, we'll read his stats. So with the Commanders last season, 11 games, 35 catches, 453 yards, and 1 touchdown for Noah Brown over here.
See, I'll give him wide receiver 3. Maybe I don't know. In between, maybe D.
I think he's D.
I'll give him D. I think he's above. Don't know. Don't care.
I'm glad I was able to persuade you
a little more.
All right, guys.
Okay.
We almost did this in under 2 hours.
That's crazy how I just am using my one time to put Jerry Jeudy into A.
Are you really?
Yeah, I am.
All right.
I've been looking at it the whole tier list, and I was like, if anyone else comes in stronger, I don't know, but I've been waiting to put him up there.
So
I considering he was like the 6th best in the league.
So I explained this at the end of at the beginning of the podcast, but I will reiterate: we've done this in our previous tier lists. We will not order every single person in each row, but what we will do is go by each row. I will read them out for the benefit of audio listeners, and then we will pick the best and the worst person in that specific tier and bookend of the tier. Okay. So I'll read these tiers, and we'll go tier by tier. So at the bottom, we have literally retired today, Mike Williams. Enjoy retirement, buddy. Hope you have a above ground pool or something.
R.I.P.
You know, getting
not an in ground one. You don't like him that much.
It doesn't like him that much.
We have the rookie tier. A lot of these names are escaping me. But we have.
I think just Travis Hunter goes to the front, and everyone else I don't really know. Like who would be the worst? I don't know.
Yeah, right.
Well, this Macmillan guy was picked. I guess technically he was the second wide receiver off the board. Okay, we have I don't know, I don't care. I cannot remember most of these names. I know we have Jahan Dotson, Josh Reynolds, and Van Jefferson. Cedric Tillman, whatever.
I mean, can we rank them? Because we don't know.
Yeah, literally. The tier says itself.
Right, I'm going to be honest. So here we go. Actually, never mind. So D tier, I can read all of these names. So we have Michael Wilson of the Cardinals, Keon Coleman and Joshua Palmer of the Bills, Xavier Legette of the Panthers, Hollywood Brown of the Chiefs, Devon Vele of the Broncos, Tim Patrick of the Lions, Christian Kirk of the Texans, Mac Hollins of the Patriots, Brandon Cooks and Rashid Shaheed of the Saints, Robert Woods of the Steelers, Marquez Valdez-Scantling of the Seahawks, and Noah Brown of the Commanders. Who is the best in this tier?
I don't really know. Maybe I was about to say I like the upside of Kirk here on the Texans.
I would probably go Legette or Keon Coleman, but okay, let's look at Christian Kirk again. I'm not sure why you guys are so high on him in this tier. He only had 379.
Are you gonna make an argument about this right now?
Wasn't he on the Jags though?
Dude, he played half the season.
Half the season on the Jags.
Yeah, on the Jags. So that's like a quarter of the season.
All right, fine.
Almost full.
All right.
I could see. I just didn't watch enough Legette. That's my problem.
That's fine. All right. Moving on to wide receiver. Actually, no. Who's the worst in this tier? Robert Woods?
Noah Brown.
Probably.
Or Noah Brown. All right.
It might. It might be
maybe
Woods.
Put Brandon Cook. Brandon Cooks. I mean,
it's either Woods or
Brandon Cooks is bad.
I think it's Woods. Woods is gonna have to retire halfway through the season.
So next up in the middle of the tier list, we have wide receiver 3. This doesn't necessarily mean wide receiver 3, but most of these people are. Ray McLeod III of the Falcons, DeAndre Hopkins of the Ravens, Andre of the Bengals, Alec Pierce of the Colts, Jalen Tolbert of the Cowboys, Marvin Mims Jr. of the Broncos, Romeo Doubs of the Packers, Trey Tucker of the Raiders, Tutu Atwell of the Rams, Demario Douglas of the Patriots, Jalen Naylor of the Vikings, Wan'Dale Robinson and Darius Slayton of the Giants, Alan Lazard of the Jets, Austin from the Steelers, I forget his name, Ricky Pearsall of the 49ers, Tyler Lockett of the Titans. I can't believe I'm remembering these names, by the way. I've only forgotten one name so far. Who was the best in this tier? Thank you. Wan'Dale Robinson, I think, is a solid choice. Maybe Ray McLeod would be who I'd put here. Maybe Jalen Naylor. I think these are three people. I think Alan Lazard's somewhere up there for me. Alec Pierce, yeah, maybe not him. Who do you guys want to put in the front? And if you guys need a refresher on some of these people, I can bring up. So like Ray McLeod had 62 catches for 700 yards and a touchdown last season. Wan'Dale Robinson is another person I think has a case. Wan'Dale Robinson had 93 catches for 700 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Maybe I'm biased, but I kind of like Naylor.
Jalen Naylor had 6 touchdowns, but 414 catches for 28.
Potential.
440 yards on 28 catches. I think Wan'Dale Robinson is probably who I would pick here. Personally,
I kind of agree. They're just 90+ catches. I mean, you're not getting volume out of
Jalen Tolbert also had a pretty good season. Whoa. I've used up all my free prompts for the day. Okay, StatMuse.
Oh, no.
Not them paywalling me. All right, to ESPN we go. Jalen Tolbert last year had 7 touchdowns and 610 yards. But now George Pickens is a Cowboy, so he's getting pushed down the depth chart. What do you guys want to do here?
I think this is fine as is.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm fine with Robinson, and then Lockett might actually be the bottom of this list.
All right. C tier, we have Rashad Bateman of the Ravens, Jawan Jennings of the 49ers, Darnell Mooney of the Falcons, Xavier Worthy of the Chiefs, Khalil Shakir, I keep doing that, of the Bills, Rome Odunze of the Bears, Adam Thielen of the Panthers, Jaden Reed of the Packers, Tank Dell, it says Mechie, but Tank Dell of the Texans, and then Michael Pittman Jr. and Joshua Downs of the Colts. I think the best in this tier, you're talking like a Jawan Jennings or a Darnell Mooney or a Jaden Reed for me, personally.
Now you got to put Michael Pittman at the top of this tier.
No, I want to put him at the bottom just to make Noah look at the guy that beat him. I like Jennings. I think Jennings could take.
Yeah, realistically, Jennings is probably, or Mooney, one of the two. I guess Jennings is the overall.
Things are looking up for Jennings.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, the worst person here, I think C is like, this is a solid ass tier. Like, I like everybody here. Yeah. I think, I mean, when you're choosing between Pittman and Downs, I think they kind of fill similar roles. Like, one is trending down just because he's getting older. One's trending up because he's young, but
yeah,
this is the hardest one to place so far. But we'll move on. So B tier, we have Marvin Harrison Jr. of the Cardinals, Chris Godwin of the Buccaneers, Devontae Smith of the Eagles, Calvin Ridley of the Titans, Jackson Smith and Jigba of the Seahawks, Jalen Waddle of the Dolphins, Zay Flowers of the Ravens, DJ Moore of the Bears, T. Higgins of the Bengals, Jacoby Myers of the Raiders, George Pickens of the Cowboys, Cortland Sutton of the Broncos, Jameson Williams of the Lions, Rashee Rice of the Chiefs, Jordan Addison of the Vikings, Stephon Diggs of the Patriots, Chris Olave of the Saints, Brandon Ayuk of the 49ers, DK Metcalf of the Steelers, Cooper Kupp of the Seahawks, and Deebo Samuel Sr. of the Commanders. I think I'm fine leaving Deebo at the end here. It's just a matter of who we want to put in front of the pack in this situation. Looking at the spread here, what do you guys think?
I think I take Higgins before anyone here. If we're drafting
him, or just going off the numbers that we were reviewing, I was kind of shocked with Smith
and Jigba. Jackson Smith and Jigba.
The Jigba, yeah, that guy. Yeah, I think he's top of the list.
I think what I would call this is the you can't go wrong tier.
Yeah.
Like I like all these guys. I think all these guys could have 1,000 yard seasons this upcoming season. I think the guy
like
go ahead, Kev.
If McCarthy's a dog, Addison's going to be great too. Like,
yep.
You know, like all these guys
tough.
have.
I'm excited for Marvin Harrison. I wouldn't mind putting him up there, but I think we need one more season out of him before we put him in front of everybody.
I agree.
I think the closest we have to the good.
Like, I don't know why people are high on Marvin Harrison right now. I think it's mainly someone else's fault, Kyler Murray, but I just don't see it right now.
He'll figure it out, Kyler Murray.
I mean, okay, there's a lot of people here who have had like one good breakout season. Like Smith and Jigba, Jameson Williams are examples, Jacoby Myers. You know, like, are we valuing like the best recent season or someone that's been here longer and producing? Like Jalen Waddle with a healthy Tua goes to the front for me, you know.
That's true. Yeah. But like I'm trying to do like recency and thinking how they're going to be in 2025. I like Higgins. Like for a while I wanted to sign him as our wide receiver number 1 on the Pats, you know, like
we thought he was coming here, yeah.
Yeah, I still pull for him in the front.
In the interest of time, we'll move on. We'll throw T. Higgins in the front, but I could be fine with 4 or 5 people on the B tier being in front. So
yeah.
Just to wrap this in a bow, B tier we have T. Higgins as the best of the bunch, and Deebo Samuel bookending the other side. So for A tier, we have CeeDee Lamb of the Cowboys, Tyreek Hill of the Dolphins, AJ Brown of the Eagles, Drake London of the Falcons, Garrett Wilson of the Jets, Nico Collins of the Texans, Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams of the Rams, Malik Neighbors of the Giants, Brian Thomas Jr. of the Jaguars, Ladd McConkey of the Chargers, Terry McLaurin of the Commanders, Mike Evans of the Buccaneers, and Jerry Jeudy of the Browns.
I think here's where you were talking about Waddle. Like the difference, a healthy Tua for Waddle stats is not that big, but a healthy Tua for Tyreek Hill stats is literally like 1,000 yards,
1,700 yards straight, so, 2 seasons straight with a healthy.
I think that alone justifies putting him at the top.
Yeah, I guess I agree with that. The only other person I think that you can really argue is CeeDee Lamb in this spot.
Yeah, like Tyreek Hill should be S, but Tua holds him down.
Yeah, so yeah, for sure.
I don't love Tyreek Hill in the front of A here because of last season. He played 17 games, and there's some people here who did more with less in terms of who was throwing the ball to them. Like, I don't know if I value Tyreek Hill the same way I would value someone else if he has to have a certain quarterback to produce.
That is true.
I mean, I guess
like Brian Thomas Jr. had a fucking phenomenal season, and he had Mac Jones and Trevor Lawrence throwing to him.
Yeah, with the risk involved, I guess with Tyreek Hill, if we're talking fantasy day and I'm drafting and these are the people in front of me, I feel like I'm either gonna lean more towards CeeDee Lamb or even AJ Brown or Thomas, like you were just saying.
Yeah. I'll accept CeeDee at the front if we put Hill right behind him. But
okay.
I think Jerry Jeudy at the end is good for me.
Jeudy or Evans, yeah. We're being very charitable putting these 2 guys in A tier to begin with, but
disrespectful. Talking about guys who did a lot with nothing thrown to them.
I know, right? Yeah, both these guys had better seasons than Hill statistically, but he had Baker Mayfield. Actually, I don't know what you're talking about, dude. Baker Mayfield.
No, I'm just talking about Jerry Jeudy.
Okay.
Mike Evans had a great quarter. I rated Baker Mayfield really high. I think I dragged him up.
We put him in the A tier. All right. Finally, guys, the S tier. We have Jamar Chase of the Bengals, Justin Jefferson of the Vikings, and Amon-Ra St. Brown of the Lions. It should be noted that my 2 co-hosts wanted to put St. Brown in A. I one-timed him up to S.
Hold on. I said S. Brett said A. Austin said A.
You said S as well? Okay, gotcha. Yeah. Sorry, that was
you should just waited like 20 minutes when Brett had to dip out, and then we would have overruled. So
okay.
Yeah, that's
so fair. The best of the bunch, I think this is pretty much in order if we're going to keep just these 3 in S tier. I don't think anything has to be done here. Jamar Chase, he's going to be very close to the first person off the board in fantasy football this season. Hope his health stays with him.
These are guys you consider taking like a first round pick on,
Right. I think that's why I justify St. Brown, because I think I took him in the first round of our league last season, and I was very happy having him on my team. Yeah. All right, guys. It's 9:30 Eastern time at the time of streaming. I think we somehow did this even a little bit faster than the running backs, because we didn't do news before the running backs either, and we had technical difficulties. We soldiered on. So, I keep saying this, the goal is to go live next week, and maybe we will do that. The boys and I haven't discussed if we're going to do like just a tier list for tight ends. Maybe we do that, maybe we don't. I'm not sure. That would be kind of a funny one to do, because that's such a front-loaded and back-loaded position.
Dude, yeah, it's like you're either dropping 1,000 yards or you're the worst player on planet Earth. Like, there's no in between.
So, if nothing else, what's on the horizon is we are going to do like an NFL season preview. We're going to hopefully have most of the guys available for that. I think we could do even a separate show where we tier list just the NFL teams in general and do a separate, so 2 different large scale. One is just tier listing the teams. The other one is previewing records and predicting the Super Bowl and playoff matchups and whatever. But we'll see when we get there. This podcast will be uploaded to YouTube right away. It'll be up on Spotify and Apple Podcasts tomorrow/tonight. I'll probably just get sometime in the next 24 hours of recording. So final thoughts from you guys before we wrap up?
No, this is cool.
Yeah, I'm happy.
It's fun.
All right.
Let's do it again.
Rest in peace, Brett. Sorry you couldn't be here for the whole thing.
Pouring out.
We have to, if we ever make any money from 4KWI stuff, it's all going towards getting Brett anything. Whatever he needs. Okay, cool. Well, we'll wrap it up there. Thank you guys for listening to 4 Quarters of a Whole Idiot, the now most consistent podcast on the internet. We will see you.
That's a crazy claim.
That's great. That's crazy. That's D-tier opinion there.
Okay, peace out, y'all.